Welcome, bonjour, hello, good day, zdravo, hola.
Welcome to the Yoga Health Coaching Podcast, a global collaborative conversation about our collective evolution.
We're into the habits for you and the rest of humanity to thrive. You'll hear what's working and what's not on our journeys as coaches, guiding peeps into the habits of thrive. Based on Ayurveda, based on the wisdom of yogis and yoginis, intertwined with the reality of modern life.
We'll also rap about our wellness coaching careers. We'll bring in outside experts to guide our own quests in our personal and pro-thriver journeys. Join us by the Vitamix. We might get loud. We will definitely get juicy.
All right, we're now live streaming on Facebook. I'm Kate Stillman with yogahealer.com, and I'm here with Grace Edison, also of yogahealer.com. And we're going to talk about Vata and Kapha issues. Why don't you tee it up by just quick 1 minute overview of what was going on?
Yeah, I had some issues that started in late fall, early like winter. And
that's a clue.
Yeah. And didn't know exactly what to do. Ended up back.
It was like depression.
I was sort of having like
anxiety,
a lot of anxiety, but flipping back and forth between like depression and anxiety.
Right.
Didn't really want to mention it to anybody or to Kate. And so tried to push through it, which is really, I'll just say like without any really harsh judgment, is dumb. It's not a smart idea.
That's how we learn.
Right? Don't go it alone. So then I ended up back in at my doctor's office and she was like, oh, this is good.
After the holidays.
And I was desperate. I was crying. She hugged me, which was very kind. But she said, we'll get you back on track. And she put me on 3 different meds.
Because with a diagnosis prior with
bipolar depression.
Right.
So usually you have to kind of.
Yeah. So then what happened? You go on the meds.
I got fat again. And like, but not just fat, like puffy, like painful, like edema.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
I knew I was coming to see Kate. I got really nervous. So I started doing a bunch of cleanses. What am I going to do? I got to see Kate and she's going to know. And so I knew she was going to know because she was going to see me. And you can't really hide from Kate in person, especially, or even on the internet, to be quite frank.
No, you can hide better on the internet.
Yeah. Because you can tilt your camera a different angle.
You can do all sorts of things. And you can pretend to be a certain way and pretend to have things together when they're falling apart. And we all do this, not just you, right? We're not maybe all of you, but a lot of us do this. Okay. So then I started to notice, you didn't have it before we got here where you were doing something and I was like, I wanted to go more Vata. And I said, Dashmula, you're like, you're wanting to do enemas with something that was kapha reducing.
Yeah.
And immediately I'm thinking Dashmula, so those don't know Dashmula, Dashmula. You can buy it at Banyan Botanicals. Go Banyan Botanicals. We love you. You can buy there. I had a pound of it. I had a pound of Dashmula powder sitting in my pantry. And just the day before when I was cleaning my pantry, I was like, what am I going to do with all this Dashmula? There's more Dashmula than I will personally use. And I don't work with clients anymore one-on-one. So then I thought, I'm going to bring this Dashmula tea to Grace. So there are 10 roots. It's a Vata pacifying formula. It's very gentle and deeply nourishing and detoxifying Vata in the colon. So we arrived here in San Diego for a conference together, and you're telling me all these kapha reducing activities. Grace is doing what most people with this type of issue do, and it's very, very common for the body to put on weight and to put on weight quickly and like a security blanket when Vata is out of balance, because Vata is in the nervous system primarily, right? And so it's really reactive. It's highly mobile, and that gives it a degree of reactivity. So like when things aren't right, it's like, things aren't right. Where's my security blanket? Where's my security blanket? And it just wants to hold on. And so then we try to treat it with kapha type things. With the warmth of kapha type therapies is great. Like that part is usually good for Vata, though it can be too hot for Vata, but it's like not in the totally wrong direction. It's a little bit in the right direction. But the thing about kapha reducing formulas is that they're dry. So they're hot and they're dry because they're just trying to dry everything up. But Vata's underlining, meaning the security blanket, is already dry. Mm. And therein lies the problem, because when the nerves are dry, they're reactive and there's not enough and it's not okay. And that is the underlying feeling. So warm, soothing, comforting, relaxing, those are the gunas that you want to apply when you know that it's really Vata under the kapha.
If you're like me, you're aware of modern health trends, and you're probably curious about how Ayurveda fits in with modern health trends and what we've always known as human beings, what we've known for millennia, and what we are learning right now. I follow biohackers, ketogenic diet, intermittent fasters, all these sort of new trends, and what I see is roots in Ayurveda. And when I get to what the biohackers and life hackers want, is they want to experience peak performance, and what they're realizing is that it relies on deep rejuvenation. So I recorded a 1-hour workshop on peak performance and deep rejuvenation because I find my listeners, people probably like you, want to experience a deeply rested physiology, a very strong immune system, solid digestion, easeful nutrition, and these pulsating opposites of peak performance and deep rejuvenation are really the secret. So to watch my workshop, it's free. And you can go to yogahealer.com/peak-performance. Again, that's yogahealer.com/peak-performance, and watch the workshop.
The only way that Kapha really goes out of balance with weight gain, it's through lethargy. There's never an underlying things aren't all right. There's an underlying like things are so good, I don't have to worry about anything ever.
Yeah, it's like my kid.
Yeah, she's like, I'm cool. Why
Everything's
move?
great. Yeah, like I'm just gonna stay here. I'm not hungry. I don't need to go. And then
I don't need to eat.
I don't need
go
anything
anywhere.
other than what I have right
I can
here.
just sit.
Yeah.
It's the lazy boy couch potato-y happiness, but there's an underlying feeling inside of like I am enough. Like I am all right. It's everyone else is kind of like buzzing around like crazy people, but like I'm good.
That was not the feeling I had. And you said.
So wait, I gave you the Dashmula.
Yeah.
So she comes in, we're in the hotel room, and I'm like, here now. And what happened?
Well, I never wake up in the night, really. Like I've never had, and that's why I've never thought I had any Vata issues.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I have no sleep problems. So I woke up after Kate made me listen to Need to Say This.
Yeah.
Sleep with me podcast.
Scooch, we
we'll
love
do another
you.
video about that.
Yeah, and he'll be
Awesome.
on the show soon.
So I wake up.
He doesn't know that yet.
I wake up and I have to pee, and I never have to pee in the night. Like that's not, and I actually was like, I can go back to sleep. And it was like, if you go back to sleep, you're peeing the bed. So I had to get up and pee, massive pee. Sorry, I got too much information, but like started, and I thought this is happening. So I was puffy.
Yeah.
Did we say that?
No.
Like I was puffy, and I was actually concerned and spoke to one of our yoga health coaches, Ayurvedic practitioner the night before, Annette, who was like, you might have a blood clot. This is serious business. Like, I was so puffy, I almost went to the hospital. Yeah. And so I get here and I'm just like, I'm so puffy. I don't know what to do. Like when I felt like I was, even when I looked in the mirror, I expected to see someone
it's like you feel like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I've been pretty much like peeing nonstop since I have taken it twice.
And then I gave her a little bit of oregano essential oil orally, just a drop. And so I'm having Grace do turmeric, oregano essential oil, and the Dashmula. And the reason I want to use the oregano essential oil, this is just for her body to get some bitter. Because my sense is that there's just in bitter you could say like, oh, well, that's going to aggravate the Vata. But my sense is with the Dashmula, using a lot more of that and just a little bit of oregano, that the bitterness will also just start to help her cells get the hint of like just letting go of some of the stuff. And you are not on the pharmaceuticals now. And so to release some of the toxicity from pharmaceuticals, which can get caught up in the liver, just using a little bit of turmeric and oregano. So we just wanted to get into that. I mean, the other parts of it are just really just dropping into what is the feeling in the nerves and allowing that to unwind. And so sometimes too, because you're also very vocal, right? Which is Vata energy up and out. It's Udana Vayu. And so just letting, so if I'm coaching Grace as a practitioner, I'd want her to allow her nerves to settle and allow thoughts not to be verbalized, but just to let herself feel the ground, get energy down. She does booty yoga. She does bowspring yoga. She really knows how to get energy into her lower chakras. So just redirecting her awareness of like, that's the direction that will help heal at the root. And then also as the practitioner, instead of trying to get her to exercise more and do all these fat stripping things, instead I just want to soothe her and give her a sense of like, hey, we got this. We're in this together. The stuff is just, how easy can it be? This water weight, it came on so quick, which means it can leave even faster. Your body doesn't want it. You don't want it. Let's just let's just pee it away.
Let's pee it away. Well, and before this happened, we were out scooting around San Diego, and Kate said to me something that was really interesting, which was, and I realized like in me hiding what was going on, I was like personalizing it. Like I had done something wrong, right? Like it's like shameful, but also like, it's just the imbalance, right? Like it's not actually me, like Grace, whatever.
Yeah.
It's this imbalance or derangement or whatever that I had going on. And so Kate said that, and that's actually what led to me opening up when we got back to the hotel. Because I was like, hi, I'm Grace, and I am ashamed that this has happened, because I've been working with Kate for like almost 3.5 years.
Yeah.
And so I didn't really want this thing to be happening. So I was just pushing it away, kind of trying to ignore it as long as I could, and pretending to show up and be like, everything's fine.
Right.
So don't take it so personal.
Well, and that's actually another sign. It's interesting if you get to the mental etymology behind that, like what's happening in there, or the mental pathogenesis rather, is you have Vata, which isolates. So Vata isolates, and then Pitta controls. So the Pitta part's like, I've got it under control. And Vata's like, I don't need your help. Right. And we all do this, you guys. I don't say that in a way to judge.
No, that's exactly what was happening.
Yeah, it's interesting. So if we just can get this, if we can start to analyze ourselves when we're looking at, is this a Vata imbalance or is this a Kapha imbalance? And know that one of the cool things about Vata is it's so mobile. It's so adaptive. It can look like the other doshas. It's like the person who puts on the mask at the party and you don't know who's underneath it. If you're ever dealing with like, I wonder which dosha it is, then assume Vata's involved. If you're ever wondering, assume Vata's involved. In the modern age, because of stress, if there's ever stress involved, I know Vata's involved.
Right.
All right. I hope this has been helpful. Again, thank you so much, Grace, for being you and sharing, because we know from the past, so many listeners have said, or you guys aren't listeners, so many of you who like are in this conversation with us together have said that Grace's vulnerability and ability to just really say what's going on has created a huge access for you in your own healing. So deep bow to you, Grace Edison, for sharing. All right, everyone, this is Kate Stillman, yogahealer.com. I'm sending you love and deep healing into deep-seated Vata imbalances. Bye.
Hey, it's Kate Stillman, founder of Yoga Healer and Yoga Health Coaching. And when I look back at the last 18 years of being a wellness entrepreneur, what I can see is that there were certain conversations that made the biggest difference in my ability to rethink my future, to reconnect with the threads of Dharma that could be fostered into much greater things, and to really shape my thoughts and ideas. So conversations are really what influence us to take different actions, whether these conversations happen in our own head, in what we're telling ourselves, or whether these conversations happen with other people who we allow and invite to deeply influence us so that we can evolve more quickly. Because conversations are such an important part of the evolution of a wellness professional into higher levels of abundance and impact, at Yoga Health Coaching, we take them very seriously, and we offer them for free. So you can go to yogahealthcoaching.com/conversation, CONVERSATION. That's yogahealthcoaching.com/conversation. And you can get right on our schedule with a yoga healer coach to have a very deep conversation about the vision of your wellness career. This is something we offer for free because we believe so strongly in helping wellness pros help others thrive. We have a ton of free resources and trainings, and what we can do is, after a conversation like that, we can point you exactly to the resources that we have that will help you get to where you want to go the most, to help you become who you want to become next in your wellness career. So again, that's yogahealthcoaching.com/conversation. And if we have a way to help you, we'll tell you during those conversations what exactly that is. Awesome. Go ahead and click on that link and schedule, and enjoy having someone deeply listen and deeply hear you, help you see your own vision more clearly, and give that experience where you actually shift your thinking so that new thoughts and ideas that are more in line with your dharma, with your potential, come present now. All right, yogahealthcoaching.com/conversation.